Pamare ma pa sani sare sani sama mare sani sare ma pamare mare sani re sani pani pamare ma pani sare sani pani pamare ma pani sare re ma pani sare sani pamare sa bane bane dundan jam.
ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतः न शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सेदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं भद्रकाले नमो नमः। वेद वेदांत वेदांग विद्यास्थानेभ्य एव च। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। यो गुरु शिवः प्रोक्तः यः शिवः स गुरुः स्मृतः विकल्पं यस्तु कुर्वीत स नरो गुरुतल्पगः। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। यं प्रव्रजन्तम् अनुपेतम् अपेतकृत्यम् द्वैपायनो विरहकातराजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवो विनीदुः तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि। यस्वानुभावम् अखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपम् अतितितीर्षतान्तमूर्धम् संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यम् तं व्याससूनुम् उपयामि गुरुं मुनीनाम्। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते नमो किञ्जनवित्ताय निवृत्तगुणवृत्तये आत्मारामाय शान्ताय कैवल्यपतये नमः। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरे परमात्मने प्रणतक्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण गोविन्द हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारे हे नाथ नारायण वासुदेव। श्री कृष्ण गोविंद 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 श्री कृष्ण श्री कृष्ण गोविंद Shri Krishna Govinda, Shri Krishna Govinda, Shri Krishna Govinda, Shri Krishna Hare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, Shri Krishna Govinda, Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda, 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 Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda, Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Shri Krishna Govinda, Shri Krishna Govinda, Shri Krishna Govinda, Shri Krishna Shri Krishna Govinda, Shri Krishna Shri Krishna Govinda, 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 Shri Krishna Govinda. Hare Murari, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. बोलिए कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। नमः पार्वती पते, हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम। The saint is characterized by his infinite calmness and quietness, in spite of all the trouble outside. The sadhana of anybody is how deep he can take his mind to, how deep a scuba diver can dive in the ocean will decide how expert he is. There are many deepest points in the ocean, thousands of it, and he can go deep, and then the gems and jewels are there. Secrets are lying there, near the ocean bed. So, the sadhana of any seeker is how much he can plunge into the depth of the mind and see the God or see the self there and remain there for a longer time. Even if he has to interact, he should be so close to that truth that interaction doesn't create a reaction. This is the beauty of a Siddha or a seeker. This was the story of Amrish. When we live at a very superficial level of Kam, Krodh, Irsha, Dvesh, then the data that we use to react is our Ahankar and our attachment. With the Ahankar and attachment, you become very short-sighted. Your vision is very narrow. And after being short-sighted, when you do something, short-term gain is a long-term loss. So always aim at a long-term gain and long-term peace, even if it is a short-term pain. Short-term and long-term pain are contradictory. Short-term pain is long-term gain, short-term gain is long-term pain. Therefore, it is better to choose a short-term pain than a long-term pain. Only what pain, gain, I got confused. It is evident, nothing is clear. For long term, what you acquire, that will be your asset. So it is to be very, life should be dealt, because when challenges come, challenges provoke your ahankar and attachment. Challenges provoke your doubt. Challenges provoke your raw nerves. But if you are already dissolved and you are one with the self or one with the Lord, then there is no challenge taker. There is no challenge, there is no one to get hurt, because I already am one with my Lord or one with the memory of the Lord. The one who is empty, he is attackable. The house which is empty is subject to thieves and robbers. The house which is full is not subject to robbers. When you have emptiness inside, vacant eye is there, then some situation brings out that sorrow which you already was in unmanifest form. Don't keep sorrows in unmanifest form. Remove the possibility of being sorrow, sad. Keeping the possibility of sadness and aspiring for joy, that is called unwise living. When you are very attached, you have kept the possibility of sorrow. Because if he leaves or if he doesn't respond, then you will be sad. Or you hate somebody, so there's a possibility of anger there. I have kept a high possibility of anger or frustration on some issue. When you desire something, that means you have already put yourself in the possibility of misery. Because if desire is not fulfilled, you will be sad. Saint and worldly person. What is the difference? Difference is that the worldly person aims to remove the sorrow of his ego and sorrow of his attachment. He fulfills the demands of his ego and attachment. And saint works to remove the cause of ego and attachment. Both are working. Worldly person tries to fulfill the demand of attachment and ego and be happy by fulfilling. Her arrogance said, I want a high position from you, I want love from you. And I go for that love and I want that attention. The saint says, this will not be my solution, this is a very temporary solution. Again the hood of the snake will come out. Let me tackle it to the root and let me remove the problem forever. And therefore he removes the unmanifest problem more than the manifest solutions. I wanted something, I just went for it. I may get, I may not get it. This is worldly person. He goes out to solve his problem. Saint goes in to dissolve his problematic personality. One goes out, one goes in. One goes out and he aspires to change the situation. Other goes deep inside and removes the impression that demand. He removes the demander. He removes the personality. He removes the unmanifest vasana of that. There is a difference between saint and a sinner, or a saint and a sansari, not a sinner. Okay? Seeker is not too much particular of how anybody should give me. You are a seeker only when you feel, why should I have thought of getting this from this person? Why not remove this expectation and remove this problem forever? Therefore, hissings and cravings of his senses he conquers. And worldly person immediately tries to get the answers to the craving. He wants a short term, at least for today I'll be quiet. Something is demanded, let me go for it, otherwise my mind will be disturbed. So he can't tolerate the impulse of desire, impulse of ego, impulse of anger. He has to immediately get the flesh of the ego. He wants the pound of flesh for his own attachment. And this way he is constantly very extrovert because he needs an extra. Today I fulfilled my desire, tomorrow another desire has come now. It is unstoppable story. This tragic story won't end. Then I fulfill and another will come up. And this way I will be going. Let me tackle it at this cause level. Then you are not disturbed. And this was Amrish Ji's glory. All through the episode, what had happened, he was quiet. He was not angry, not sad. On the top of it, he was humble. He was not in a mode of finding fault or mode of losing his own self. I always say, please discover your own self first. Please be with yourself and then only you can do something properly. If you have lost yourself, you have lost everything. And losing yourself means your own God, your own peace, your own quietness, your attitude of being at home with yourself, your attitude of being with your peace. Don't leave that quietness. Rakshat rakshat koshanam api kosham chittam yasmin surakshite sarvam surakshitam bhavati. And this is one lesson we should not miss out. Everybody is working somewhere. Find out where you are working. At the end, what you want, at the all end, at the end of everything. You want money at the end. You want fame at the end. You want love of somebody at the end. What is the last thing you want? And really, if you want that, are you aiming at that? What was the last thing? Or you are wanting something, at the end you want something very flimsy. Without sadhya nishchay, you can't do sadhana. I always say, if you go to the airport and want ticket, first thing you will ask where you want to go. You can't say anywhere where it is free. Whenever which flights are free, please give me. Port Elizabeth flight is free or East London? Port Elizabeth is there. P. 1.5 hours, Swami. How long is it? 1 hour. 13 hours? Huh? No, it's by flight. 1 hour. That means 600-700 kilometers it must be. So he will ask, I have the empty tickets for East London and Port Elizabeth. You say, "Bole, de do jo milna wahi de do." This is not a grocery shop. But whatever is free, give me. Kusi ko de do. Dal nahi kya to chawal hi de do. You have to decide really what you want in your mind. What kind of antakaran is required. Whole episode of Ambrish Ji is to tell us what I also should be like him. Well, it's so difficult, I can't be like him. You have not tried. See, his attitude is there when Durvasa Ji comes back. Charanau upasangrihya prasadya samabhoyat. He held the feet because he had Ishwar Buddhi. Ishwar Buddhi. He has a thought that in him God is there. So Durvasa Ji had, supposing, two personalities. One was the angry personality. But in the depth of the personality, there was godliness in him. I always feel the essence of Vyavahar is, with your goodness, deal with somebody else's goodness. Don't allow your badness to deal with somebody else's badness. It will become blast. Because you also have some negative point. I also have some negative point. With my ego, I deal with your ego. And this way it will be a calamity. Will create more problem for each other. But I also have some humility. And you also have some humility. I have some divinity. You also have some divinity. So with my goodness and divinity, I deal with your deeper personality rather than the surface personality. Don't live with the surface personality. Because you cannot run away from me, I can't run away from you. As long as prarabdha is there, we all will be together. Till the prarabdha is over, then you need not run away, prarabdha will take you away. Fate will take you away, you need not run away. One day somebody will take you away. So you need not live here for a long time, mother. I live here for a long time. But when certain living is inevitable, It is non-avoidable, whether it is wife, whether child, whether son. Why not use that to go dive deep inside yourself? When I address your divinity, your God, I go to my God. When you see the mirror and you change by change, you don't look at the mirror, you look in the mirror. And by seeing in the mirror what changes you make in yourself actually. So when I address your purer personality, then in you address your personality, you become quieter, you become serener. That is called, you can't change, you don't go and change the image directly. When you go to the mirror, and supposing your hairs are not okay, you go and comb the mirrors, the reflections here. I hope so. Unless somebody is monkey. If you see, sometimes children, the bird sitting on the mirror, and they peck at that, they fight with that bird. They think it's another bird. Let me throw it out. I think who used to say Gurudev or somebody, well, this world is a dressing center. It's a make-up place. You have to, you seeing somebody's response, a situation tells you where you have to improve, where you're weak. It's a mirror. It's the way to set yourself okay. This we saw in the character. There is more depth in it. If you want to enjoy life, please enjoy God. If you want to suffer in life, please enjoy the world. Choice is yours. We don't know how to use the choices. All problems where you misused your choice. He makes me sad. No, there's a choice of not getting so close. You got close. You didn't know how to use your choice. Spiritual life is a very good training to make you know how to use the choices and how to live with compulsions. If you know how to use your choices, the choice will give you a bigger freedom. And if you know how to use your compulsion, slowly compulsion will become a choice. Well, what did you say? Compulsion, choice, compulsion. I'm feeling so tired. There's no choice but to come. Whole day I'm very busy actually speaking. The only place I get rest is here only. It's a compulsion to come here or choice, I don't know, but I'm coming here. To go to the forest was a choice of Bhagavan Ram or compulsion? Choice. Right? Chalo, compulsion मांग लेते. He used that time. It gave him lot of choices. He discovered new areas of fulfillment. So area of his compulsion became area of his joy. To love Bhagavan Ram or not to love Bhagavan Ram was Kekai's choice. She misused her choice and it became a compulsive situation. When Bhagavan Ram came, it was a choice to take the throne. He took the throne. But he ruled in such a manner that everybody liked him. You know, when people give you more freedom, that is called you have won the heart. People want to give you more choice. Will you have this or this? A wife goes to the husband devoted husband. She will ask, okay, you want to eat this or eat this? No, I don't want to eat. South Indian, North Indian. No, nothing. Okay, I'll prepare both little, little. We'll have idli sambar and we'll have some kind of roti also. Is it fine? Okay. Okay, we'll have some Gujarati also. अब भाई Gujarati पिला रही है sir. Dokla let us make. What has come today? Acha, and? Acha, you show me so that I can thank them. Thanks to them. Let us make dokla also. Because he is a good husband. He has loved somebody. Same wife will go to the maid and won't ask, what will you have? Maid has no choice. Whatever is there, take it. Don't say, I don't eat rice. Don't say, you have no choice because you are taking money for your work. Husband doesn't take the money to love and for affection. ठीक है. देखो, Durvasa, what the Amrish ji acted out, he created more choices for himself. If supposing he had reacted to Durvasa ji at that time, when Durvasa ji became very angry, he said, you are a hypocrite. You think you are a great king, but you are so cruel. All these harsh words he said. Amrish ji would have replied it. After all, he was the king of the whole world. He said, you are nonsense, Durvasa. Where were you? You were late. I'm not arrogant. Foolish. Talking nonsense. Get out. Then Chakra won't be there. Then he would have cursed him more also. Then maybe that Kritya would have acted on him. If we were in front of Amrish, we would have done the same thing. Little I'm talking, not like Amrish. And then it would be more difficult situation would have come for Amrish ji. One difficulty was Durvasa ji came, but that was a compulsion. But from that compulsion, if wrong reaction you do, you would have created more problem. But he created more choices and more love. By remaining quiet, by forgiving, by expressing his saintliness, he won the situation. He won the God's heart. He won Durvasa ji's heart. Sometime by losing you win a lot. And sometime by winning you lose a lot. Sometimes you argue and you win. You lose a person. Sometimes by remaining quiet you lose. You choose to lose. You choose to lose. When you choose to lose, you will win. There is no point in fighting where egos are there. But I will put my point and see that your point is not. This is not the way of the world. This is not the way the world runs. Then everybody will defeat each other. And ultimately we all will be distanced with each other. Somebody you don't like because he tried to defeat you a lot. He wanted to win over with arguments and with his points. Somebody you like in life because he accepts your defeat faster. He made you win. When he made you win, then you want to lose. When he made you win, he said yes to your points. But somewhere you are very insistent and therefore you lost. See the points which Ambrish ji had put. World is not about winning the person, winning the argument and winning of the ahankar. World is more about winning the heart and losing the ego. Losing the ego is bigger achievement than gaining the money. If any work has made your ego lose, then it is great. I hope these are corollaries from this episode. You can bring it out. If you don't bring it out, then you read as a story, at least some benefit will be there. देखो कितना मान हो गया. I mean, ultimately Durvasa ji said that your fame will be sung in the heaven also. Same, who was saying you are so cruel, you are so hypocrite, all these words he used. If anybody uses one word, we can't forget that. We keep on thinking, he said, I'm hypocrite. Achha. He is less hypocrite. He himself is the biggest hypocrite in the whole world. Mantra. He is a male mantra. 1,000 mantras also can't equate his crookedness, I tell you, Swamiji. I've never seen, even mantra is saint in front of him. So, I heard all these things. Up to laugh or to be angry or what to do, I don't know. भाव खराब करते हैं. Shri Shukavacha, 22nd श्लोक. एवं संकीर्त्य राजानं दुर्वासा परितोषितः ययौ विहाय सामन्त्र्य ब्रह्मलोकं महैतुकम्. I think I took this verse yesterday. So paritoshitah Durvasa. Durvasa is said, it's nominative singular. So Durvasa was very happy, Durvasa ji. And evam sankirtya. Sankirtya means having praised Rajanam. Raja. Rajan is the word. Rajan, Nakarant Bulling. Raja, Rajanau, Rajana. Rajanam, Rajanau, Ragya. It goes like that. Ragya, Rajabhyam, Ranbhi. It declines like that. So he went away to Brahmalok. Who? Durvasa ji. See, he was so great saint, he had access to Brahmalok. Here at the most you can go to Amshlanga. or you can go to some other place or a country with your car. Not Brahmalok, you have no access. Under this hall is only Brahmalok. देखो इन लोग कितने बड़े बड़े लोग थे, that they can go there. इतने बड़े लोग थे ये लोग. And after that, so Ahaitukam, I mean that Brahmalok is attained by Nishkam people. No, he had not eaten. Who? Ambrishji has not eaten. He was only having water. They were quite great. That time of Satyug was there. They could survive on water a lot or air a lot. Kaliyug is Anna Pradhan, so you have to eat. Otherwise you will feel very dull. You will feel like eyes are going like this. Therefore I am not very fond of people fasting a lot. You can be moderate. Because you attend classes after classes, classes after classes. And you don't have practice and you are starting practicing here only. You don't have abhyas and your stomach is empty, head is also empty. And then you remember, क्या यार, कुछ साबुदाना नहीं था, कुछ साबुदाना ही हो जाता. Fruit was not there. Fruit they keep only the breakfast, not in the dinner. कुछ एक बनाना मिल जाए, बनाना मिले क्या कहीं से? I'll go to the priest and get. He'll give this you banana. Prasad. because it is there in the breakfast time. Full bananas are also there some days. Some days, neither. Some days it may be there. Well, but my fast is there Ekadashi. I am appearing like Ekadashi today. So slim. देखो एकादशी आ गई. Very slim person is called Ekadashi in Hindi. Anyway, so this is just a joke in the lighter way. Don't take it seriously. अब यहाँ तो it was Satyug, every age is a different pradhanta. Kalyug body is anna pradhan. Therefore, the ashrams were made. Earlier ashrams were not too much. People used to wander a lot. Parivrajak they were. And they can live without food for a long time. Now the evening morning food is required. So he was waiting. The Amrish ji was waiting for Durvasa ji. And he was only Abhakshasi, 23rd verse. And not that he was just cursing, oh, phas gaya, neither I can eat, neither I cannot eat. Muni Darshana Kanksha, he was waiting that he should come back. He didn't take the food. इतनी भक्ति थी इनकी, अतिथि की. अतिथि भक्त बहुत कम लोग होते. Not many are there who have lot of hospitality. I've seen very less people who are very hospitable. That in my house nobody should go without having food. And especially a saint or Durvasa, he should not go without that. No way. And unless he eats, after that I will eat. So Amrish ji, now Durvasa ji left to Brahmalok. Now he, not on the same table he was eating with Durvasa ji. Gate cha Durvasasi swambarishah dijopayogati pavitramaharat. So whatever left over was there of Durvasa ji. That means he didn't finish everything. A lot of things I try to get it out. सब साफ नहीं किया था. That means Ambrish ji had served lot. Not that Durvasa ji ate less. So थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा ही सर्व किया था. So Dijopayogati Pavitram, and it was very pure. Saint had eaten and saint had touched to it, had its own sadhana in it. So Risher, now he was eating that because of humility. And then it is written here, Risher vimoksham vyasanam cha buddhva. Knowing all what happened, that Sudarshan Chakra came, he saw Sudarshan Chakra reducing the Kritya to ashes. He saw this my protection. He saw Durvasa ji running. He saw him coming back. He saw how he was troubled because he troubled Amrish ji. But he never thought, see how great I am. I did not know such a itni sadhana ho rahi hai. Whatever I say all happens. So much sadhana I have done. I have done so much sadhana. Everything is happening, from my will. I have got sankalp siddhi now. Acha, हाँ. This is our style. थोड़ी सी साधना, something will happen, supposing you बोले कहा था ना, I told you it will happen. You didn't believe me. But how come you are telling? No, I have a premonition now. I feel it it said, and I always tell it, but you don't believe in my greatness. We need very small thing for ego to pop up. Pop-ups are there, pop-ups in Diwali. It's called pop-ups. You throw like that. It just, what is it called? It makes some sound. Pop-ups. Apna ego aisa hi hai. Pop-ups. Some give to me also. So with the hand we do it. Need not throw. With the hand you can just say, tap, say it will make sound. Or throw on somebody, that will be there. This is ego. Not more than that. Kaha tha na? Amrish ji thought it was all glory of God. Nothing. Mene swaviryam cha paranubhavam. Underline that. 24th verse, last line. Mene swaviryam cha paranubhavam. Swaviryam, what was actually his glory, he felt it is glory of God. And naturally it is glory of God, because you don't know what God will do. He can take away everything. If something happens because you said it, or something happened because you were the one instrument, the best way is please become more humbler, that it was glory of God. Because something would have changed and everything would have gone haywire. Swaviryam, so how the sentence will be there? Swaviryam paranubhavam. Par means Ishwar. So Swaviryam paranubhavam mene. ठीक है? हाँ, एक point try to get, when you are reading Bhagavad, try to get maximum information, maximum inspiration, maximum realization for yourself. Be greedy when you read it. Not miss. Greedy person will not miss single cent also. He will try to catch it. A greedy bowler will like to have every wicket. A batsman will not miss one single run. बोले क्या दौड़ना है, एक रन तो मिलेगा बस. One run only I will get. Why to run? वही रहो. अभी चौका लगा देंगे. 4 I will hit after one day. A greedy batsman will score each run he will try to take. Like Gavaskar. He was famous for singles. So try to get message. Swaviryam paranubhavam mene. कितना अच्छा था, स्वभाव था. Otherwise you will get more boastful, boast. Well, that day, I said like he troubled me, and after he troubled me, he got into trouble. So anybody who troubles me, he gets into trouble. This abhiman comes after some time. तरह तरह का अभिमान होता है. एवं विधानेक गुण सराजा परात्मनि ब्रह्मणि वासुदेवे क्रियाकलापै समुवाह भक्तिम यया विरिञ्च्यान्निरयाश्चकार. एवं विधा अनेक गुण सराजा. He was very having great qualities. Here guna doesn't mean talent. Here qualities means he saw his hospitality. He saw how he treated everybody. You saw his calmness. You saw his speech also, how he spoke. You saw how he worshipped the God. You saw how he used to clean the temple. How he used to worship God. How he used to see the world as loshtavat, like even the all golden litter was like a stone. Because when you are having more greater qualities, world doesn't have the power to hit you. When you have lesser qualities, that means world affects you a lot. You're not affected by the world. You're not very much influenced by that. That is called evam vidha anek guna saraja. Supposing I have irsha vritti, I have jealousy, but somebody will be better than you, naturally. Only Bhagavan is there, there is nobody better than you. And system is such that it brings somebody better than you in front of you, to bring out your... Now when you see that he is better than you, and you'll see that he'll get more attention, or you'll see that he has got more, then your disturbance will be more, because you have irsha vritti. That vritti brought out disturbance. If you had a prerna vritti means inspiration, then you'll say, oh, such good, I could have learned from him. I have learned this from him. Life is a big university. And you don't know which aspect of a other person is a professor there. Even a child sometimes teaches something which we don't know. Baladapi upayam. From the children also one should learn if something good is there. It's a big university. Oh. So don't treat the life as a drinking center. It's a university. It's a very big, you don't know which lessons I am to get. So if I see somebody better than me, then you should accept it. And not only accept it, but praise him. And seeing him, I will also become like that. Good point is this. If you see somebody doing something or talking in a certain manner, you start emulating that unconsciously. Maybe you will also become like that. If you see somebody getting up early, you will also start getting up early. ठीक है? Okay, I don't know about getting up. Give another example. गुड मतलब है कि थ्रू विच your ज्ञान, your आनंद and your freedom is intact in yourself. It is called good. And life requires too much of mental qualities. You have to have a sweet speech. You have to have magnanimity. You have to have that you're not an impulsive person. Some are very magnanimous but very impulsive. Some are very magnanimous but very abrupt and impulsive. Some are very thoughtful but very stingy. So one quality is missing there. Some don't speak properly, but their intentions are good. Some speak very sweetly, but intentions are not good. Some have both. Neither they speak, neither intentions are proper. Some are inefficient, but loyal. Some are very efficient, but disloyal. Some are disloyal and inefficient. Some are loyal and efficient. So to get the best of everything is very difficult in one person. Some do work very promptly, but they get anxious. Some are very relaxed, they don't do anything. And they are with you all the time. So a lot of combinations are there. Some you say do the work, they get anxious immediately. I asked you to complete, I wanted the work by 9 o'clock and you couldn't sleep all night. You have to you have to reach airport by 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock is the flight, 2 hours. He is there at 8 o'clock. He left for airport from 4 o'clock. Traffic will be there this morning. He over-prepares. He over-anxious is there. I have people whose stomach goes upset on the day they have to travel. I have heard that. I know such people also. घबराहट हो जाती है. Especially when immigration is their line, they get upset, they get tense. I don't know whether he'll allow or not. What question he will ask? Arey bhai, you have proper visa, we have passport, what are you afraid? He will not eat you. You can also reply. When he comes, yes. So you say, okay, passport. This is not your passport. This is my passport. This is wife's. You can see the scenario there. All kind of people are there in this world. Guna means through which you are very acceptable and you are able to take shocks of the world and you don't give shock to the world. Ramji took lot of shocks but never gave a shock. To get this message from Kekai was a shock. Shock never shook him. You can get a shock, but to be shaken or not, it is your area. Bali gave a shock. Sugriv also gave a shock. Ravan of course gave a shock. Parshuramji gave a shock. And worst, people of Ayodhya gave a shock. But in and through everything, his guna was such. Somewhere he needed patience, somewhere he needed magnanimity, somewhere he needed obedience, somewhere he needed to be grateful, somewhere it was faith. The shock didn't shake him. This is called guna. So his fearlessness and his ambience was always of love, of surrender, of understanding, of maturity. When your nature is not good, you give lot of shocks. When your speech is not good, you give lot of. People are not prepared for what you did because I was not prepared to take this from you. It took some time for me to think that. When you have a quality in a big measure, people are sure that you will not do this. So they are expecting, it is very easy for me to bask in your nature. The kind of thoughts that you give soothes and heals me. You have a healer thought. You are healing my mind. Durvasa ji was in a big shock from everywhere. But Ambarish ji healed him. He was insulted by everybody. Even Brahma ji said go. Shiv ji said go. Vishnu ji said go there and ask. Everybody almost said no, go there. But Ambarish ji healed him, gave him respect which nobody could give him. He healed his mind, he healed his weakness. He didn't say, see, you suffered a lot. What words you see, what word you say, what eyes you say. Please say it should not break somebody. A person may have come from some difficult point and difficult time. You don't know his inner conditions, what he has gone through or what he may be going through in his mind or in his life or family or financially. You don't know his complete, you don't know what he is going through. But Bhagavan Ram did not give shock to anybody. But Sugriv did not respond. Same Sugriv who was so much after Bhagavan Ram. And Bhagavan Ram killed Bali because of him. And he made him, he asked Lakshmanji to coronate him. And he totally forgot. And such urgent matter was there of somebody's wife. Therefore Bhagavan Ram says to Lakshmanji, Sugrivahu mohi kaj biksari. Only even Sugriv forgot me. ये भी झटका लगा उनको, क्या हो गया इसको, इतना प्यार करता था पहले तो, he was loving me so much. If you don't love a person and don't love, it is all okay. But you loved a lot and then you stopped loving. If you had not loved, it was okay. I was prepared because this is how you are. From the beginning you were like that. You are born like that. No problem. I have adjusted. I adjust my I adjust my expectation after you give your responses. But my expectation went very up, very high, seeing your responses. But all of a sudden you took it, so your response gave me a shock. Are you following my point? No? Yesterday you were very good, today you are very angry. Yesterday you were so lovely with me, you gave me ice cream also. You came in my room, you offered me ice cream. That cup also you gave, ice cream cup. And you say, take pasta. And today you are saying, humse nahi pasta. भगवान राम ने बहुत शॉक लिया. But he was not shaken up. Good quality means, supposing you have dhairya, you won't be shocked. You have magnanimity, you have something, your nature is so beautiful that it is like a sprinkler, it continues sprinkling some good emotions inside. And in this desert-like world, it still has something that keeps him very happy from inside. That was Amrish's character. Not only he healed Durvasaji's mind, but he pleased the Lord, he pleased everybody. And he ate the food after the leftover food was there in the plate of Durvasaji. He ate the same food. That means his Adar Buddhi, what bhav he had of Durvasaji first time when he came, that I am coming, and he invited. That bhav had not gone. This ek rasta is very important in your prem. This is the characteristic of a great people, that once they love forever. The mean people, love goes away, it evaporates. Because when they don't get proper thing, this will, I will not. I liked him. But these people, this Amrish's love didn't diminish, his respect didn't diminish. Still he offered his pranam after he came back, if you remember. Still he offered food. And he didn't mock him. Generally somebody who suffers, we mock. He didn't mock him. If you have to mock your ego, that is the biggest thing to be mocked about. I mean, we laugh on somebody else's negativity. But we already are worth laughing. Evam vidha anek gurah saragra raja. See the word, 25th slok. I hope you are getting these important points for your sadhana. Oh, I didn't think like that. Then what he was doing whole day and night? Mila? Kriya paratmani brahmani vasudeve. So, sa will go that. And kriya kalapahi. By his actions, he was, what he was doing? Paratmani brahmani vasudeve bhaktim samuvaha. Bhagavad Sanskrit is a little difficult, but don't worry. Too much anvay is there here and there. So, sa kriya kalapahi paratmani brahmani vasudeve bhaktim samuha. It will be like that. So offering all actions by, see the by is third case. By offering all action to the Lord, in the Lord, Vasudev, bhaktim samuvaha, he was increasing his devotion. See, saw that? Sa Raja, which Raja? Ambrish Raja. Paratmani kriya kalapai, by his actions he was thinking. What? Paratmani offering in Vasudev, Bhagavan. Bhaktim samuvaha. Samuvaha means, uva means increasing. Increasing his bhakti. Increasing his devotion. Why? I told you, action is a very sensitive area. Because your action is under very strict observation. Whole day and night you are you are in the ICU, everything is all the parameters are being checked constantly. Like in ICU, there is one panel kept on the top of your pulses are shown, your ECG is there, your blood pressure is taken frequently 3 times a day, blood test is taken, lot of small panels are there, not for decoration. They are all seeing some parameters you don't know. And they will make noises also, like that. But this is how they check that it is okay or not if you are in serious condition. And some pad is hung here and there, say they come and sign also. Not that you write something, not for you. It is for the respective doctor or nurse to come and sign. That you go, you write something, you are writing notes, not for notes writing. That is for doctor and the nurses to sign this is right or not right. You must have seen the one pad is something is there. I don't know it is there or not now. There? And when the doctor will be on the round, nurse will be there and she will inform that, okay, this is the situation, this is there. Then he will prescribe certain things. Similarly, our intentions are under strict observation by the Lord because He has to give fruit of action. Ishvara sarvbhutanam vriddeshe arjun tishtati. Brahmyan sarvbhutani. What you told about this, was it kapat? Was it chal? Was it clear-hearted? Was it pure-hearted? Was you were desireless? You had desire. You wanted to give. You wanted to take. You lied. You didn't lie. What you did. What you not did. Therefore, fruit is so different. Somebody has a great son, somebody doesn't have. Somebody has a great daughter, somebody doesn't have. Somebody has a great wife, somebody doesn't have. Somebody has a great knowledge, somebody is not having. मिली है आपको चीजें. When he did action, I told one day, please try to get an instrument which catches the Lord's sorrow and joy. This is called devotion. If my calibration is not proper, then you will not be understanding what. How do I know Swami Lord is sad or joyful? How do I know? Did you ask this question? Ask this question day and night. You will get it. They asked how to go to the moon. They went to the moon in 1969 when computer was not that popular and very big computers were coming initially. Like a piano. At that time they could go to the moon. First they sent a dog. Dog returned or didn't it? I think dog returned. One name I forgot the dog's name. Acha. And that came back. Then they confirm, okay. If they wanted to go to the moon, they could go to the moon. If you want to know God, did you ask this question? Did you ask this question? Repeatedly ask. This is called making an instrument. To master any instrument, you have to use it. Otherwise, you cannot master the instrument. You have an instrument, but you have not used it. That calibration is poor. Well, it's very difficult. Anything not done becomes difficult. You use it, and you will get it. Of course, you will get it. And you will become a saint then. Because you cannot see my God unhappy. And this was Amrish's greatness. And he increased devotion. Yaya avirinchyan nirayas chakara. By the devotion, he avirinchan means up to Brahmalok. he had no desire. He thought everything is like hell. आ ब्रह्म भुवना लोकहा बोलो पुनरावर्तिनो अर्जुन. Up to Brahmalok, everything will return back. So he, by the devotion, yaya means bhaktya. Yaya bhaktya, oh, which slok? 25th slok. Okay. That devotion, he felt, even if I go to other lok, I have to come back, I have to wait for one kalp to get liberated. And every day Vedanta class in Brahmalok. Not for 50 days. That means one day of Brahmaji. One day of Brahmaji means 1000 Chaturyugi. You have to hear Vedanta class. Mule, I don't want. 1000 Chaturyugi. That means 4,33,000 year into 1000. So many years. And every day you have to. Well, supposing I get liberated, be there. We will merge with Brahmaji and get liberated. Well, I think I should be fine. I don't want. As if you are getting it. You are not getting it. Yaya avrinchan niryan means narak. It was all like hell. And I tell you, any desire for world is like hell only, other than God. Because it takes you to one branch to other branch, you fulfill it, then you have to go to that work, then another work, another come. It is so tiring, I tell you, this world. If you desire something, it is like hell only. You can desire and go for it, and you will understand what I am saying. God alone is the center which of peace. And this way, hell means it involves you, it saps your energy, it makes you anxious. Any desire makes you anxious, it makes you worried, it makes you a little more active. You are too much answerable, you are not at rest. There is an element of uncertainty, and I am not happy because I want that object. I am not acting out of joy, I am acting for joy. That is what makes it difficult. And you are not giving me joy, what I wanted, the joy. Athambarishasthaneshu rajyam. After that, Ambarish got little old. And when he got old, so he had not son, he had many sons. But they were not useless, they were like him only. See the glory. Saman Shileshu. Saman Shileshu. That means all have said, I don't want kingdom. So he had to force them to take kingdom. And he left his kingdom. Dhira, Visrajya Dhira. And where he went? Vanam Viveshatmani Vasudeve. This is what I like. Maja aa jata hai sun ke sab. He went to the forest. And putting his mind in Atmani Vasudeve Mano Dadat, putting his mind in the cell. Why he had to leave? He said, no, I want undisturbed contemplation for a long time. This is why you go to the forest. Undisturbed, uninterrupted. I don't want to talk. I want to maintain one thought. I don't want anything from anyone for a long time. Just leave me alone. Enough I have done for everybody. Another person is there to take charge. When you don't want any disturbance in your sadhana, any disturbance in your jap, any disturbance in your meditation, and you have a capacity also. Desire has capacity, both has to be there. Otherwise you will go there and you will do something else. You will start sannyas society in the forest. Because you are an active person. Because you have a rajoguna. So because you had a desire but capacity was not there. Yogita and Akansha both should be there. Because joy is too deep. And then Manu Dadhat Dhvast Guna Pravaha. See, this is the nominative. This is Paramrishti. All his Guna Pravaha. He was free from Sansar Guna. That means he transcended Sat, Rajo and Tamo Guna. ध्वस्त गुण प्रवाह. भागवत को एंजॉय करो थोड़ा सा आप. Therefore, त्रिभुर गुणैर्मयी भावैहि ये भी सर्वमिदं जगत मोहितम ना भी जानाति मामेभ्य परमव्यम. This is what he said. 3 gunas yet crossed. When Bhagavan says in the same chapter, Devi Yesha Gurmayi, Mama Maya. Mama Maya is the Gurmayi. That means one who crosses 3 gunas. That means Satyagun, Rajogun and Tamogun. He has transcended. That time is over. One who reads this, he becomes devotee. This is said here. Sankirtan Anudhyayan Bhakto Bhagavato Bhavet. He becomes devotee of Lord. Om Har Namah Parvati Pate Har Har Mahadev Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj Ki. Om Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan Ki Jai. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah.
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare. He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. 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 Shri Krishna Govinda, Shri Krishna Govinda, Shri Krishna Govinda, Shri Krishna Govinda. He Nath Narayan Vasudeva. 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 He Nath Narayan Vasudeva.